Hello everyone, on today's IRS tax update. As we are just 7 weeks away from the start of the new tax season, we will take a look at the latest developments with those ongoing refund delays, including the newest information released from the IRS on the remaining tax return backlog, including amended returns. We will also recap the top reasons for those ongoing tax processing delays many of you are still experiencing, as well as some of those commonly reported tax transcript codes. And from there, take a look at some of those viewer questions on refund delays. Starting off with the latest update from the IRS on the remaining backlog of unprocessed tax returns, as we have seen a decrease from our last update to now 859,000 returns remaining. Now, this backlog is a combination of returns filed both this year and last year, and among them consists of 700,000 e-file returns and those requiring special processing, and 159,000 paper returns. Moving on to amended returns, as that backlog is now at 726,000 returns still unprocessed. While the average processing times for amended returns remains at 6 to 7 months, the IRS is only on average processing 22,000 returns in a week, which means at the current trend, it will still take them until next August to complete, not accounting for any new amended returns received in the meantime. Now, as we get closer to the start of the next tax season next month, there are still a significantly high number of unprocessed tax returns and refunds the IRS still needs to sort through. It should be noted that even though the backlog of unprocessed tax returns is down compared to this point last year, these numbers are still significantly high compared to pre-pandemic levels. Recapping some of the top refund delays still impacting many of our viewers starting out with the tax return is under examination or audit. We continue to hear from viewers who are just finding out now, after months of waiting, that there still is under audit, and that the IRS is still waiting for them to submit the appropriate paperwork to continue processing. Oftentimes, this is a result of the taxpayer not being familiar with accessing their tax transcripts, but also never receiving the proper notice in the mail, despite the IRS indicating they did in fact mail it out. If you're impacted by this situation, expect to see codes 420 or 424 appear on your tax transcript. If you have received one or more 60-day notices from the IRS, then your refund is most likely delayed due to the fact the IRS still needs to process your employer's wage information. Now, this is necessary because the IRS must match the wages you entered on your tax return and compare it to what your employer has reported for accuracy. To see if you are impacted by this, make sure to log into your online IRS account and check your wages and income transcript. If nothing appears, then log into your Social Security account and confirm all wages are showing. Now, if nothing appears on either account, then there could be a problem that may cause additional delays, as there are instances where an employer may have reported your wages under the wrong Social Security number or did not file their taxes. ID verification still continues to be the cause of refund delays for a number of taxpayers, as a number of those impacted are not even aware this is the issue behind their delay. In the last 2 years, we have seen thousands impacted by this who never received notices from the IRS in the mail, such as the 5071C letter, notifying them that ID verification is needed so that processing can continue on their tax return. And it was only after months of waiting that they finally reached out to either the IRS directly or taxpayer advocate to discover the cause of their delay. If you filed a paper tax return, you can expect some of the longest wait times, as the IRS must manually enter your tax return line by line into the computer system. However, the IRS is taking steps for next tax season to automate the process, which should substantially speed up paper return processing times. Moving on to those tax transcripts, as the most commonly reported code continues to be the 570 code. Now, this code will stop a refund from being issued until action is taken on the account, such as the examination needing to take place by the IRS or the taxpayer needing to provide additional documentation so processing can continue. Oftentimes, you will see a 971 code appear around the same date as the 570 code. Now, if you have both of these codes appear with the same date, oftentimes that means the IRS has automatically corrected the issue they discovered with your tax return, and the refund release can now occur. However, if these codes appear with different dates, that means there is still that hold, and the letter being sent from the IRS will indicate the issue causing the delay, but also a possible request for paperwork. Now, taking a look at some of those viewer questions we have been receiving, starting off with what happens if tax processor TPG sends your refund back to the IRS. If this happens, you will fall into one of two categories. If TPG sends your refund back and it is not flagged, then expect to receive a paper check within 4 to 6 weeks. However, if TPG sends it back as flagged, the IRS will need to examine the tax return further, and you could expect to see delays of over 4 months as a result. To confirm if your refund was sent back as flagged, contact either TPG or the IRS. If you still need to get assistance on your tax issue and have been unable to get help when directly reaching out to the IRS, there are several different options available, including contacting the Taxpayer Advocate Service and opening a case. There is also the option of visiting your local IRS office in person to discuss the issue or reach out to an LITC clinic. The contact information for those options is listed here for reference. Let us know in the comments section below about your ongoing tax issue. In the meantime, we will keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.